Hello, Space Watchers, and welcome back to the Nugget of the Week, our 180 seconds in which we dissect and highlight the most important news of the last 7 days. And the trophy this time goes to Intuitive Machines, which has just successfully launched its IM-1 lunar mission from Launch Complex 39A at NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Falcon 9 lifted off at 1:05 a.m. on the 15th of February Eastern Time. The lunar lander is called Odysseus, which is quite a nice name, and deployed about 48 minutes later, heading towards the moon. We are expecting the lander to arrive to the moon on February the 21st, aiming for a landing on February the 22nd. So this is going to be a very interesting week to come. Why interesting? Well, of course, if successful, the mission will be the first commercial soft landing attempt to the moon. It will also mark the first American mission in 51 years to complete a soft touchdown on the lunar surface. And we saw in the past few weeks with Japan, with Astrobotic, how difficult it can be to reach the moon and to land softly. Besides this historical significance, the mission, if successful, will showcase some interesting advances in lunar landing technology, particularly the use of methane and liquid oxygen engine. This approach highlights, in our opinion, a growing interest in sustainable propellant options for space exploration. Another interesting note to pay attention to is the inclusion of non-NASA payloads, such as artwork and commercial material. This reflects a sort of broader interest towards commercial involvement in space missions, something that probably is worth evaluating and discussing into a separate nugget because this is quite a big topic. Last but not least, what happens if the mission is not successful? Well, NASA remains committed to the Commercial Lunar Payload Service Program, called also CLPS, despite past failures. And we have already discussed this after the failure of Peregrine 1 mission by Astrobotic. A potential failure will highlight some interesting risk management thoughts. The acceptance of risk and commitment to continue the CLPS program despite potential failure somehow indicates a shift towards a more iterative approach in space exploration. What does that mean? It means that organizations, or at least NASA certainly, recognize that failure is part of the process, and the US seems oriented towards a more learn and improve type of approach. Are we Europeans on the same wavelength? Do we have the same mentality? This is a question for you space watchers to answer. This is it for our nugget this week. Thank you very much. Space Watch out.